Welcome to Handmade Talks, the video interview series where we get to know the people who are important to Handmade by Friendship Bridge on a deeper level. Today, we have with us Susan Albert. She's a member of the San Antonio Friendship Circle in Texas. Welcome, Susan.
Good morning, Lydia, and Friendship Bridge supporters.
So we'll start by asking, can you tell us how you first got involved with Friendship Bridge and then went on to get involved with the San Antonio Circle after that?
Well, it's a multi-part story. So in 2005, my husband said, you have to go to Guatemala. He'd been there before. I had studied textiles in college, and he said, you've got to see this. So we went to Guatemala, and it was, as anyone who's been there knows, it was love at first sight. Everything about the country, the people, everything. And then about a year later, there was the Friendship Bridge Circle had formed, and they put on their first event. I read about it in the newspaper, and it was an epiphany. It was supporting these beautiful women, supporting, empowering women, social justice, all of the things that are just so deeply ingrained in my belief system. So I went to the event. It was a great time. And I said, I need to join. So I got involved, and that was, maybe 2007, and have been very involved ever since, just really enjoying finding ways to get the word out and also promote these women who are amazing, and their entrepreneurship and their drive and their intelligence, just everything about them.
Knowing that you've been to Guatemala quite a few times, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell us about an artisan client that you have met or that specifically made an impact on you?
And my favorite, I've been on 4 inside trips, which I highly recommend to everyone. They are absolutely amazing. And my inside trips have either been artisan focused or focused on an array of businesses. So I've really seen the gamut of what these women are doing. I've seen their little trust bank meetings, all kinds of things. It's been fabulous. But Martina, I love Martina. We went to visit her in 2022, and we met her and her family. And, what really blows my mind is, aside from the fact that these women are so hardworking and committed, is that their families support them wholeheartedly. And her husband is, they all work together, and her husband is so proud of her. And it's a very patriarchal society in that country. And seeing this is just so uplifting. Martina is very talented. She does a number of different products. I like this little bag.
That's the Royal Crossbody bag, I believe.
I believe so. And It's great. It's adjustable. It's got a little zipper area in the back. It's just the kind of thing you just grab and go. Other things that I like, I love Jacinta. Jacinta's also amazingly talented. These are the best things ever. These luggage tags. I have them on everything, including my laptop bag. And they're also fabulous presents for people. Wrap up your gift and put this on there.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah.
And then I love these because I put little notes and little gift cards, all kinds of things. So their talents are amazing. And, I was a part of Friendship Bridge before Handmade even launched.
Yeah.
So it's been really amazing to see how the products are evolving in the artistry and also in the quality, consistency, in every aspect of creating a very viable retail product.
Yeah, no, that's so great to hear, especially from someone that's, seen every part of the process with handmade forming. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The San Antonio Circle really started the whole movement to do a lot of sales and bring a lot of Guatemalan products to our community, selling them to support the Friendship Bridge clients. And through us literally bringing things that we purchase ourselves all over Guatemala, I think it helped support the whole idea and just the drive of these artisans, so that rather it's great to sell things, it's great to send the money back to Guatemala, but, our artisans can do that too.
Yeah.
So it's great to see how it's really taken off.
Yeah, for sure. Well, switching gears a little bit, we know that you recently attended the 2025 WARP conference in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And you met up with some of our staff there. For listeners who might not be familiar, WARP stands for Weave a Real Piece. It's a nonprofit organization whose mission is to improve the quality of life for textile artisans worldwide. So can you tell us more about your experience at the conference?
It was fantastic. Nicole Eubanks was there, and Susan, can't pronounce her last name, from Guatemala, from Friendship Bridge. So it was great to see them and just have an opportunity to talk one-on-one because Suzanne is involved with Handmade. So we had wonderful conversations. WARP as a whole is really fascinating because, not only is the group comprised of individual artisans, there are also a lot of fair trade businesses. So there are numerous connections with textile artisans, and textiles is, it's my baby. Whenever I go anywhere, I look for textiles, I look for artisan made things, and connecting with that group of people who have such passion and also just understand everything about the artistic process, the need to come together as community. And then the thing that really, I always wanted to be involved with them, but what sold me is going to Gee's Bend in Alabama and learning about the quilters of Gee's Bend, which is a very inspiring group of women, started and was very instrumental in the civil rights movement in Alabama. And that was always a bucket list to do that. So I'm really looking forward to WARP again and just seeing, what's happening around the world to elevate artisans and textiles to the level they deserve, and just grow the appreciation.
Yeah. You said you have a textile background going all the way back to college, correct?
I do. Yes. Don't do it now, but it's never left me.
Yeah.
Since I made my first quilt, as a teenager, it's just it's in my blood.
Yeah. Is there one thing that stood out to you at the conference, whether it was from one of the speakers or just something you learned there that maybe you didn't know before?
One of the speakers who was really interesting was, I believe her name was Mary Madison, and she wrote a book about slave weaving traditions, enslaved people who wove for use on the plantations. And, you just don't think about textiles, you think about all the pretty things that you buy, but you really don't think about how the whole idea of textiles and what they represent and what they mean is so entrenched in your everyday life. You need sheets, you need clothing, for certain industrial agricultural processes, you need, nets and bags and all kinds of things. And, the amount of research that she did and these testimonies of women who, some of them are dead 150, 170 years, just talking about their lives, really brought that to life. And then she taught herself to weave some of the things that these women had been weaving. And that was really interesting to hear about her journey. So that was a very cool thing.
Yeah, oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. Last question. Did any of your experiences at the conference give you ideas of how to support Friendship Bridge through the San Antonio Circle moving forward? And I know you guys have done a lot already, but any new ideas that came up?
Well, I attended with another circle member, Jeanette Pierce, who actually was one of the original founders of the San Antonio Circle. She's the last one involved at this point. And it really reinvigorated our just drive to do some more events in San Antonio. We used to do very large events, but you can see we're getting a little older, and a lot of these things are outdoors in very hot weather. It becomes more difficult logistically for us. So it just really energized us to find other opportunities to do smaller sales and find ways that we can introduce people. As individuals, we're constantly talking about Friendship Bridge all the time. And actually three very good friends of mine have become supporters. Four of them, and two of them have gone on inside trips. So, that's part of what we do all the time. We just really find ways to connect people with this, because I think that empowering people, giving them a strong economic status, keeping their kids educated, improving their health, all of these things, build the stability that these families need. And, I just want them to thrive in their beautiful country and continue, reaching their full potential. So it's always exciting when more people in San Antonio learn about them. And when you say blah, 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 Friendship Bridge, and someone says, oh yeah, I heard about that.
Oh,
you're just really excited. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. That's so great to hear. Well, Susan, we thank you so much for all your support also. And you certainly mean a lot to our organization.
I do have one more thing to
sure.
say. Yeah, sure. As part of, becoming involved with Friendship Bridge, one thing that I did decide to do, I don't even know how many years ago, but I'm a monthly donor. Mm-hmm. It's the Cat Mace program. And every month, it's not a huge donation, but it is a contribution. And, I have set it, and I don't forget it, because I know it means it makes a difference. Yeah. So, I do urge people who want to find a way to support things, if they can't have a circle, think about donations, think about setting up a monthly donation, or going online and shopping. Friendship Bridge is really a gift to all of us, not only to the people. And then the last thing I'll say, I talk a lot, is the whole idea of the trust banks, these women who have very little opportunity for social interaction. They're too busy, subsistence farming or making their products. They come together, they form a social group. And the Friendship Bridge Circle here, I have made some of the dearest and most important friends of my life through coming together to support other women. So that's been the gift to me through Friendship Bridge.
Oh, well, that's so lovely to hear. And we hear that again and again, but it doesn't lose the impact. I think, so many just like-minded individuals, focusing on this cause, but then developing deep friendships. So it's very dear to us as well. And yeah, thank you so much again for your time, and again for all that you do for Friendship Bridge and all the San Antonio Circle does. We really appreciate it.
Well, we'll continue doing it as long as we can. Pretty soon I'll be going back to Guatemala with some friends.
Oh,
but I'm sure in a year or two I'll be due for another inside trip.
Great.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you so much, and have a great day.